Welcome to my channel. My name is Ray Paris, and today we're going to learn about MIT App Inventor, how to create a map. Simple coding, simple blocks allow you to move things around. You know what? Let's get right into it. This is Ray Paris, and I'm here to you with another video on how to use MIT App Inventor to create a simple map. So let's jump right in. Alright, so to create this map, you're going to go to MIT App Inventor. You're going to hit create. You should have a Gmail account to get this set up. If you want to link it to your Gmail. Okay. Once it's linked to your Gmail, you're just going to, this pops up all the time, so you can have the option to turn it off or continue. So the app we're going to create today is going to be an app that allows you to have a marker, a map, a list picker, and a web viewer, which allows you, when you click on the destination, the information shows up in the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and start from scratch. So I'm going to go to my projects, new, start a new project. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call it map destination. Hit OK. Beautiful. So now we have our palette of viewer, components, and block. First thing I want to do is bring in a map. So we're going to go to map. So let's go here. Maps right here. We're going to drag the map right into the viewer. Notice that the map is not distance across. So what we're going to do is make the width. We're going to make the width to fill parent and hit OK. So that brings it all the way across. But I want to bring it down just a tad bit, so I'm going to hit highlight. This is in the properties, and I'll make that percentage 60%. And I'm going to hit OK. Pretty good. Nice, good distance. The next thing we want to bring in is go right in here, interface, and let's bring in a list picker. Let's drop it right in here. Now with the list picker, let's go ahead and change the properties. We're going to do the same thing. Make the width, fill parent, hit OK. Now it automatically stays the same, but the width we're just going to change. And let's change the text on here to say destination. Okay, we could also change the color if you want. I'm going to leave mine as none, or you can put a nice color if you want. So you have the option to, what do you mean, light gray. Okay, next thing we want to add is a web viewer. Let's drop that right in here. Okay, so we have our web viewer, and you can click on here. Everything looks pretty good. Wonderful. Now let's go ahead and add a marker. Let's go to the maps, and let's add a marker here. And that marker is going to represent the location. So I'm going to name this marker because I'm going to add two markers. So I'm going to rename. I'm going to call this Hialeah Miami Lakes Senior High School. Hit OK. Now notice that it gives it the underscore because in programming usually the space is not recognized sometimes. So let's go ahead and give this location its new latitude and longitude. So right here, there's an app, this website we use is called latlong.net. So if I type in Hialeah and I hit find, let's go back. Let's type in senior high school. Let's hit find. It gives us the coordinate. Notice that it has to be pretty close to the correct spelling. So we're going to copy the latitude. We're going to come right in here. Remember, we're on the Hialeah in the component. And we're going to change this. Command V paste. Let's go here, get the other one. Command V. Let's go right here and paste. Okay, so we have that in here. We want to enable description, and I'm going to call this HTML, so that when you hover over the icon, the marker, it shows a little description about the marker. Now notice that the marker is not here anymore because the marker went to its actual location on the map. It might be over here, might somewhere on the map. But when we call it, it will show right up in the specific area on the map. So we got that. Let's add another marker. Okay. Now you must rename this marker. So I'm going to call this Miami-Dade County Public School. Hit OK. So now we do the same thing on this marker, but I'm going to show you another way that we can, just in case you don't have latlong.net, you can actually go to Google Maps and let's type in Miami-Dade County Public School and let's hit the location. There it is on the map. But look right here in the codes. See, it gives you right here, so you can actually copy the latitude, Command C, paste it right in there into the properties, and then let's get the longitude, Command C, and let's paste that right in here. Let's enable info box. We're going to call it Miami-Dade County Public Schools, abbreviated. Now, looking at everything, we have our components, we have our map. What if you want to change this screen? So I'm going to go right here, click on screen, and we're going to go right down into title and call it map. Notice that it changed right away. Okay, so now let's go into our blocks. We're ready to code. Hit block. Now the first thing we want to do is make sure that we have our variables. We want to set up some variables, so we're going to need two variables. So let's click on variables and let's go ahead and drag that variable out. I'm going to call this my destination. Let's give it a name. And variables are placeholders, holds data. You can create multiple variables. So let's call this destination. Okay, and where do we want this destination to go? So remember, we're going to be talking about lists. Lists are really powerful tools. So I'm going to go here and grab from one of the blocks, drop that right in there. Now the next thing, we're making a list. Now what if you want to add an additional list? So right now we have two lists. So let me show you what that looks like. 1, 2. But what if we want to add another one? You just go to the mutator and drag this item inside here, and it gives you an additional list. So let's go here and move that. We just need 2 for now. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to call this Hialeah, Miami Lakes Senior High School. Okay, and the next one we're going to call Miami-Dade School. Okay, so now we have two of these lists ready to go. But now we need to add another variable, because when you click on this list, you want this to go to the actual location on the map. So we need to duplicate this. To duplicate, just right click and duplicate. Okay, now we're going to change this. We're going to keep this destination, but this is a different variable. So we're going to have destination underscore lat for latitude underscore long for longitude. Okay, now this is where we left these open for a reason. If you scroll down, you can copy the lat and long together, Command C, and you come right here, and this is going to be the Hialeah and Miami Lakes latitude and longitude. And let's go ahead and get the one for Miami-Dade. Just copy, Command C, and then we paste it right here. So now it's pretty cool here, because now what we have is that we just set up the structure to create a list. Okay, we actually set up the variable destination, and we want the variable destination to connect to the variable destination lat long. Okay, so basically we also have an index. So basically this holds the index of storing data to create keywords or listing of data. Okay, they used to keep things in place. For example, index could be like number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, like a placeholder. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to create an event when something happens. So to do that, we're going to go to our list picker, hover over the list picker, and we're going to look for when you pick the list picker before we want to set. So let's go back in here, list picker, and let's find the set. Here it is. Let's see here. Perfect. So basically when you click, before clicking, you want to set the list picker, which are the elements of this. So we want to get the elements of the destination. So I'm going to go and get a variable. I'm going to say get. So you want it before you want to get. If you click this drop down arrow, you can get the destination. So it's going to call the destination right in here. It's going to grab your variable right here. Now I just wanted to point out to you that you have two types of variable. You have a local variable and you have a global variable. Okay, so global variable, which is right, these two, can be accessed throughout the whole code. A local variable can only be accessed within that performance, within that command, within that procedure. So that's your local right in this particular spot. The next thing we want to do, we want to go ahead and get another list picker. So after being picked, we want some things to happen. So after, we need the after button. Okay. After this happens, we want to set the map to the center. So we got to go to the map right here in the blocks, and we want to look for one of the green, which is a set. Right here. Perfect. So basically we want to set that in there, but now we need to get a list, because we want to set the map to the center, and we want to also call the list. So let's go ahead and get the list. Now we're going to use special list because we're doing two things. We want to call the list latitude. So we need one that's an index. Select list item. Let's go with this one. And you want it to get the what? Destination. Now let me show you a trick. You can actually duplicate this. or you can actually go here and get one. So that's another shortcut. And we're going to change that to lat because we want to get that specific location. And we want to set the index, so we need to get the list picker. List picker section, let's go down. Let's see if they give you an option. If you click here, sometimes they give, yes, you can change it right in here. So that's another way to get around. Now we don't need the setup, we need the get. Let's go back. Scroll down. Here it is. Bam. Let's trash this. We don't need that one. So now, so what you have here in this particular command is that you wanted to get the number and return the number that is picked from the selection destination latitude and longitude. So that's what this block of code demonstrates. So once you do that, the next thing we want to do is call. Let's go right here and get the web viewer. We want to get the URL. So we want this. Now remember, codes are steps that are performed one in sequence. Okay, you got this step that's been situated, and now we move to the next step. So now what we want to do is click on the text, and we want to use a join, because now we want to join the location. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and add another text, because we want to search that online, and you can use Wikipedia. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that up. I'm going to go right here and type in Wikipedia. Okay, let's go right into Wikipedia. And we're going to type in Hialeah. Let's type it in again. Let's go back. Hialeah. Here it is. Bam. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the text from right here. Notice that, see, sometimes you have the underscore, which is in here, you have space. So I'm going to go ahead and copy. Okay, and I'm going to come back here. I want to paste that information right in here, so that when I go to this URL, it's going to call Hialeah Miami Lakes, the GPS, to show up within the web viewer. So it's going to show up the information of that particular one that we select. So now let's go back in here in the text block. There's a block that's really special. Okay, and I'm going to use this block right here. Now this block, sometimes in web you might get someone that types in something with space or with underscores, so you want this to recognize both options. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the list picker, and let's go down. Let's find it. Here it is. Beer. So we're going to say replace all text. Okay, list picker selection that they select if it has a space or an underscore. So we just got to make sure we put that in there. Okay, we'll do another one. Okay, and I'm going to make sure you click inside and you press the space bar, so it gives you that space. Very important. You click here, and then we're going to put underscore. Perfect. Now Notice that it looks, I'm going to right click. I want to clean up blocks. Look how nice that is. That just allows you to clean your blocks up in a unique way. So let's go ahead and test this out. So first I'm going to go to File, Save Project. Okay. And then I'm going to go to Connect. And I'm going to show you two ways you can connect. I can connect by using the AI Companion. I have the code right here, and I'm going to minimize my screen. This is a really cool way. I'm on a Mac right now, and I'm going to use Nox Player. And Nox Player allows you to, let's go ahead. Let's click on it. Yeah, it's like having a PC on your Mac. So I'm going to double click on the MIT AI Companion, and I'm going to type in the code. The code is IC. So let's go back here and let's go to Bill. We're going to save this code, APK code, to my computer, and here's another way we can bring it back in. Now the APK file allows you to grab that information, it compresses the file, and you can download it onto any device, and you can view it without being connected. So it'll be actually on your mobile device at all times. So let's wait, let it download. It's compiling. I want to mention something real quick. The API is Application Programming Interface, and what it does is software that allows two applications to basically to talk to each other. In other words, API is like a messenger that delivers requests to providers. So if you have one computer, it's just grabbing that information, which is Wikipedia, and we're grabbing that using the API to actually put that into another location, another source. Okay, let's see, still down, it's almost there. We should be able to test out our app and see how it came out. So this is almost ready. Now it's beautiful. So now it's on my desktop. So I'm going to go down into my Finder. I'm going to go to Download. And it's called Map Destination. Here it is. Okay. So now we go into our Nox Player emulator. And we're going to locate that by clicking on the load button, go to download, and here it is. Open up. It should pop up on my desktop. Here it is. Perfect. Now all you have to do is double click on it. Okay, just load in. If I click destination, it's still loading here. So created the information within the locations that's down located in the bottom in the web viewer. So again, I can click on destination and click on Miami-Dade County Public School, and there it is. It gives you the new location, the new information. Okay, and if I hover over, it gives me a description that we programmed earlier, and there you have it.